This short compilation of video clips, taken during our trip in June 2010, focuses mainly on the positive elements of our aid programmes in Transnistria. This orphanage at Jabaruchi now has a simple play area thanks to Medaid4kids. The blue paint wasn't even dry and the coal heap had not been moved when the children were queuing up to use the swings and slides. The Deaf and Blind School in Derry now has been included in our hygiene programme, following a request from the Minister for Education. The children seen here in Clonnoy Orphanage unloading our van all benefit from Medaid4kids hygiene programme. The very fact that being able to wash with soap and shampoo, brush their teeth, have the few clothes they own washed with proper washing powder, toilet paper being available means that these children's lives are made more bearable while living in these institutions. The demeanour and general attitude of the children has certainly changed for the better over the past number of years, and this positive change can be attributed in a large part to the aid programmes being provided by Medaid4kids. The children housed in these orphanages are no different than any other kids found anywhere in the world. This little boy, for instance, who was given 2 minutes instruction on Gaelic, would find his place on any under-12 Gaelic team in Ireland. A random check on the bathrooms that have yet to be refurbished, like the one seen here, show that the hygiene programme is now very much established, with each child having their own toothbrush and toothpaste, bar of soap, towels, etc. and the areas being kept very clean. The toilets in the Bracani orphanage, seen here in 2009, have been totally transformed with the financial aid received from Medaid4kids. These new toilet blocks can now be used in relative comfort, particularly in wintertime when the temperatures drop to -20 degrees. One of the most urgent hygiene problems, head lice, which was a particular problem in this orphanage of 250 children, has now been virtually eliminated. Medicated shampoo and other basic hygiene items have helped to improve the overall well-being and health of these children and the staff who are employed here. Financial aid was also provided for the sowing of crops on land owned by this orphanage. This crop of potatoes will not only help feed the children, but will also generate some much needed cash. The Transdniestria orphanage for babies and small children up to the age of 6 is always a joy to visit, but it's also tinged with much sadness. It's hard to believe that when we come back again next year, some of these children will not be seen again, as several are suffering from HIV, with some of these ending up with full-blown AIDS. Because of the stigma and fear associated with some of the illnesses these children suffer from, visitors are not very common. So when the Medaid4kids groups arrive, all the children are eager to perform their party pieces for us. The equipment, supplies and financial aid provided by Medaid4kids to this orphanage is being used to its utmost to benefit those unfortunate children. These bicycles donated from Uri have even been set up as exercise gym bikes. All the institutions which Medaid4kids provides assistance to receive at least 3 to 4 major deliveries of hygiene and medical items during the year. We also provide emergency assistance when requested, as provided last year on several occasions with flu outbreaks, etc. The Percani local hospital and clinic caters for approximately 15,000 people. The medical equipment presently being used is extremely basic or non-existent. Later this year, Medaid4kids will be providing this hospital with equipment such as hospital beds, wheelchairs, crutches, examination couches, defibrillators, blood pressure monitors, etc. Supplies like baby delivery packs, sutures, bandages, swabs, face masks, gloves, etc. will also be forwarded. All of the items being forwarded will not only make life easier for both patients and staff, but it will also save many lives. Dubasari Orphanage, which caters for disabled children, was one of the institutions highlighted last year that required urgent assistance. The benefit of that aid is now becoming evident, as seen in our next few clips. This is only the start of our aid to this orphanage, as a huge amount of work is required to bring this institution up to an acceptable standard. Of the 270 children housed in the Papenki orphanage, 100 are between the ages of 3 months and 6-year-old. Growing children change rapidly, but you can't help recognise some familiar faces. The children seen here had just woken up after their afternoon nap when our group arrived to deliver Papenki's requirements, and they were very subdued when they discovered a group of strangers in their dormitory. Any parent with only one child will be aware of the amount of nappies used each week, But when you multiply that by nearly 100, this will give you some indication of only one item being provided by Medaid4kids to this orphanage and several others similar to this one. This local hospital and clinic in Slobozia caters for a population of 12,000 people. Similar in size to Barkani local hospital, the medical equipment here is also extremely basic. Slobozia will also receive vital life-saving medical equipment from Medaid4kids later this year. Items that we take for granted in any medical facility, like gloves, disposable examination couch covers, hand wash dispensers, etc., will become available after our delivery to both facilities. The provision of small playgrounds, sports equipment like volleyball nets and balls, footballs, tennis rackets and balls, etc., helps to provide the children, particularly the older children, with some positive, healthy activities. But all of the orphanages still require major structural works, like here in Jabaruchi, whose toilets are only holes in the ground. When funding allows, this project and many other urgent issues in other orphanages will be addressed, all of which have long-lasting health benefits for the orphans, like the one seen here on his way to use the present facility here in Jabaruchi. We were asked to return to Glenoy before our departure in order for the director of the orphanage to show us the new fridge and sewing machines purchased with funds provided by Medaid4kids during our first visit there. Also, the older children requested that our group play a game of volleyball. At a meeting with the government minister and department officials responsible for the orphanages, the Transdniestria government expressed their gratitude and appreciation for the assistance being provided by Medaid4kids. It was stated that with their current financial situation, the aid being provided was now vital. Medaid4kids is only the conduit for this aid. We would like to pass on this message of gratitude from the government of Transdniestria, or Transdnistria as it's known in the West. Every person who contributes either materials or money, large or small, is appreciated by the people who receive their help and by Medaid4kids.